What's up, guys? It's your boy, the Bad Wolf. All right. So once again, I want to thank you guys for joining me on this particular live, but this is a pre-recorded video. So unless you see me over there in the comments section, I'm not on, so you can ask questions, but I probably won't see them. So I'm going to apologize for anybody who shows up late and doesn't get this information, but I'm pre-recording this. I like to have a couple of videos done beforehand, so this is a pre-recording. All right. So once again, thank you for showing up. Thank you for watching the video. And if you'd be ever so kind, hit that bell, like, subscribe. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you in advance. All right. This is past James thinking future you guys. All right. So today we're going to be talking about the passport special endorsement page. A lot of people have been asking me about this since I mentioned it, and a lot of people have been searching for it on the internet. And so I did make a video slightly on this and kind of covered just the basics. So we're going to kind of do a recap and then hopefully answer any questions that people have had. So let's get going. Okay, let me all right, 1 second. Okay. So this is the Foreign Affairs Manual A, Section 505.2, Passport Endorsements, updated as of 8/26/22. Okay. So this is all relevant information. All right. So let me just see if I can back you guys up here just to verify, so people don't think I'm trying to pull a fast one on you. Okay. So you can see where we're at, right? Upper right-hand corner, U.S. Department of State. So the U.S. usually references America. So thank you to the Department of State. Please continue to keep doing your services from my nation to yours, and also as a fellow American under the Constitution, private person. Thank you for your efforts and your work. All right. So here you guys can check out all of their wonderful things that they do. Visas, you want to know everything about them. Legal, political affairs. All right. We're going to go to, where is it? Number 8. Table of contents. Okay. So everywhere where it says unavailable, that just either means that it's either considered confidential or most likely it's probably an expansion slot. However, that does not mean that there's nothing contained in that section. Okay. Okay. Right here it does. Here it does. And here it does. But for instance, as an example, if you're going to be a bookworm or nerd, bang, here you go. Other topics that are in there in between these expansion slots or hidden information or protected, private, whatever you call it. But let's double check. Bang. Oh, stuff in here that you can see. Okay. So when dealing with information, guys, you got to be thorough. Okay. Domestic passport waivers, whatever that means, it's right here. Okay. So let's say, okay. All right. So you get the idea. We happen to know that the one we want is 500. Okay. Here they talk about special issuance passports. Okay. I'm not going to read through all that because this is not what we are on in this particular video, but you can come here and look for yourself. Okay. So we're going to back up. And we happen to know that 505 is available with info. Well, not that chapter, but this one is. So bang. Now you guys can see this is how we got here. Everybody wants to have passport questions. If it's available for the public to see or use, here's how you do it. Okay. So unlike some of these trolls, you don't show all the good stuff. You don't know what you're talking about. Well, here you go. I kind of know a little something. Not everything, but with a lot of patience, you can find out a lot of info. Okay. This is nothing hidden. This is nothing, what do they call it? Deep black or above top secret or whatever. It's right on their page. Read it. So there you go. So now the trolls can shut their mouths on either end. You don't know what you're talking about. Or you think you know it all. Which one is it? Speaking of which, this is why I ignore the trolls. And the first moment I see that someone's talking a little too jazzy or being rude, I just delete it and block you forever and on all my forms of whatever. So I don't have time. I ain't got time for that. That boy needs some milk. All right. So endorsement means any official stamp typed written indication of the circumstance under which the passport was issued or can be used. The bearer may also be provided with an information notice that provides more information on the endorsement. Okay? That they are valid for a specific time period. The bearer has a certain status. There is relevant information about the bearer of the passport. Okay? So we're going to jump down here. It says you must use the specific endorsement. It does not say that the bearer can do this. It doesn't say the bearer cannot do it. It does not say that the passport agency is the only one, but there are some additional information to that. We will get to that. Okay? It just says you must. But right here, the key words here does not say the bearer. It does not say the agency. Nope, it just says you must. Okay? You must use the specific endorsement prescribed for the situation at hand and avoid the indiscriminate use of the general endorsement, such as Code 46. Okay? So, according to people I've talked to, because they don't know your status, and that's why your endorsement page is blank, is because you are supposed to fill in your declaration of who and what you are. But there's a catch. So let's go on. Now, where does it? Hold on. Let me see it. Here it says if a book contains 2 or more endorsements, so you can have 2 or more. Okay. But here it says the special department may authorize exceptions to this policy about adding or at least deleting. So if it says don't touch, don't do, you can't do it. It says only them. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop down to here. It says the office right here may authorize the deletion. So only they can delete of an endorsement. Okay. It tells them how they are supposed to do it. Otherwise, you have the ability to add an endorsement unless it otherwise says anything on the endorsement page. Here are your special classes within this section for the page, for the endorsement page. Regular passports. Now everybody's asking me about the letter P. We don't know what it stands for. It's not listed here. So, according to this, if a previous endorsement does not appear in this list, it may be available in the Foreign Affairs Manual archive for this chapter, or on the 1992 endorsement list available on the CA web. Okay, so if you want to find out specifically what that letter P stands for, it might be in there, it might not. Otherwise, in general, these are the active codes as of today. Now, if you notice here, it says use only when authorized by them. So you cannot use some of these codes. All right. Explanatory notes up here below. Okay. So the main ones that we use are these two right here, 08 and 09. 8 says that you are using a surname and given name, okay, meaning the living you, the real you. Bearer uses an assumed name in addition to what? What? Go ahead. I'll just take a moment here to let you guys read that. Their legal name. So there is a difference between your given name and your legal name. Because America, my USA, uses real given names. But because the passport is mixed between both sides, the U.S. citizen and the U.S. national, the public and the private, your name in all caps is typically considered the legal name. Ties you to the legal political system. 09, the coup de grace. What does it say? The bearer is a United States national and not a U.S. citizen. Placed in the passport book issued to a U.S. national who is not a citizen. A 14th Amendment citizen. Denoted by the U.S. and then the citizen. So here, they do everything in directions. The U.S. comes before the citizen. There is a title now in use called the citizen of the United States. So this has not been updated or highlighted to define what exact status this is, but we know it's a U.S. citizen, which is different than a citizen of the United States. U.S. national will be printed instead of USA on the front of the passport card. Okay. Prior to the creation of this endorsement in 1992, the bearer's status as a non-citizen U.S. national was indicated. This has been updated. This used to just say U.S. national. They now added non-citizen. Was indicated by circling the word national, because you are declaring that you are just a national and not a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen of the corporation out of Washington, D.C., which is foreign to the United States of America, per the Constitution, per the United States Supreme Court. Or crossing out the word citizen in the Secretary's message on the signature page of the U.S. passport. Remember, all this is education and entertainment. You can read for yourself and decide what's what. But once again, if you notice here, The use of this is only when authorized by this department. If you are not this department and you do not have that ability to act on their behalf or as such, which means if you're watching this, you probably don't, but the one or two who do have it, who like to watch, they can. You can't. So right here, do you see that in here? And these two, you do not say, does not say use only when authorized. These are your declarations. You go down to the rest of them, a lot of them say you cannot do unless it's authorized by their agency. But if you want to come and see what they have, then you can read it. If they didn't want you to be able to read this, then it would not be here. It'd probably say it's something like unavailable. So there you have it. This is the information on the passport special endorsement page. Used only by the POST. This is not you. It means you cannot do this. You are not the post, and you are not the special department acronyms, whatever it was. Okay. Do not use something that does not apply, otherwise it is an offense. You do not have the permission. You do not have the clearance, the rank right here. If you're not these people, you cannot use their stuff. Do not use codes that do not apply to you. It probably will invalidate that, and you will probably get a knock on the door because you are not supposed to use that, or you might not be allowed to go through certain checkpoints. So, you know, here, this one says no fee. Okay, but you have to specially apply for this. And then they will put, the agency right here, they will put it in your book. You can't just go, oh, I'm going to use this. Nope, don't do it. Luckily there's been only a handful of dumb people who take the information presented and use it for dumb reasons, and then they win dumb prizes. I'm sure they don't mind you making them some money. Okay. Right here, the bearer is a member of the administrative and technical staff or a consular employee, and only they can put it here for teachers. If you want a diplomatic recognized passport, then you have to apply for it through the proper agency, and they'll give you one, and they'll stamp it. Why? Because only when authorized by this department. Okay, what else do we have here? Okay, I have not been able to find a subchapter for this. Okay, 1992 endorsement list. Let's see if we can find this. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to open up another window to the wall. Paste the information in and see what we find. Okay. I want you guys to not be able to say I'm doing something weird or mysterious. Let's share the screen. Okay. These are the results. I'm going to click this one. Let's see what they got to say. Newspaper endorsements. That doesn't look like it. This looks like it'll take us right back to the same one. Okay, so the California Web Publishing Support Site? Maybe. I don't know. Let's take a look. Okay, so it might be somewhere in here. All right, nothing there. Or maybe I'm not doing it right. I don't know. I don't see anything. Let's try that one. Nope. I don't see anything. Might have been scrubbed or might not have enough information. Let's go state. See if that makes any difference. Once again, brings us back to the same page. So yeah, it's probably old. They probably don't have it anymore. Yeah, so basically that's where the trail runs cold. Well, let's try this one. So here it says if the biographical data about you has changed, then a new one must be issued. If you do a name change, you can get a free replacement. Okay, so here we go. Okay, to request. Okay, so it didn't say you can't. It just says if you want to request an endorsement to be issued, the applicant must submit Form DS 4085, miscellaneous services, and appropriate documentation to change. Must be submitted to the special issuance agency. For a list of current endorsements, which we've already seen, but we'll go back there to finish it up in a minute. Okay, basically nothing down here. Okay, so we want to look up, what was it? The DS 4085. Meanwhile, we'll go back here just to make sure. Yep, okay. So now we got all that. And booyah. Okay. now I'm going to go to the last page here. See what this DS 4085 that I've never seen before is. I'm going to share the screen. Okay. DS 4085. See what this is. Okay. All right. I don't just have a list of. Okay, hold on. Online form DS 4085. Okay, why not? Why can I not just have the app? Oh, okay. Let me see what you guys can see before I say anything. All right, here. Okay, so this is where I'm at. Since January of 2016, the Department of State no longer is accepting the DS 4085. You will now need to renew your passport in lieu of this service if you run out of blank visa pages. You can request a non-standard 52-page when renewing your passport. Okay, so Department of State or whoever this is, you will now need to renew your spelling error here, guys. Passport in lieu of this service if you run out of blank pages. So they're telling you, once again, you need to put your information in there. You can do it yourself, or you can request that they put it in there. So that's probably why I can't find the form. Let's see here. Let's try to download it anyway. Huzzah! Okay. Application for additional visa pages or miscellaneous passport services. Okay. Let me stop sharing and show you what file just popped up. Okay. So this form is expired now. So I don't think they're going to take it. So don't bother trying to get it and then do this. It just told you what to do on the previous page. Okay, here's the old acts and conditions page before it was removed in full. Right here. So what's interesting is it doesn't tell you anywhere to put your endorsements. So once again, this would be you telling them here, the old terminology. Look, I am a citizen or a non-citizen national of the United States. Not since I have acquired U.S. citizenship or the nationality right there. Boom. Citizenship or nationality. Not since having acquired this or that. It doesn't say U.S. citizen and, it says or. Those are two separate things. Now, they can be combined because if you're a U.S. citizen, you have to have had your nationality first, unless you were naturalized as a citizen, and then you obtained your nationality by being this. Because by their own codes, these are interchangeable, but not the same things. Not legally the same things, but they can be used either or together as one. They're not the same things. So I don't see anywhere on here where it says put any special endorsement codes. So I guess you would need to provide a statement, or in those times, a statement requesting that to be put in there. This is probably why they got bored of it, and they want you, if you find the information, then you can do it yourself. They're like, we don't want to have to do that. That's, we'll do it for the stuff we're required to, but the other stuff, meh, we're good. You guys can do it, whatever. Okay, let me see if we're showing this here. Nope, let me share the page. Once again, I want to thank you guys for watching, supporting. Okay, everybody's asking about the P. It is in fact known that a type P passport with the P stands for personal. This passport can have either 36 or 60 pages. The P type passport is, hold on, not entitled to any special privileges. Okay, there you go. The other codes are listed on the page we just showed you. In the manual, the Foreign Affairs Manual. Now the new ones will probably just have the R on there. All right, guys, I don't know if that's about it. I think we've covered all the stuff that people were like, well, how do you know that? Where did you find it? And how do I do that? You just seen, I gave you all the information you know now to make your own education null decisions on how you want to move, how you want to operate, what you want to do. Like I said, as always, do your own research. And this is entertainment. Are you not entertained? So I'm trying to think. Let me have a moment to reflect and see if I forgot anything. I think that's it. So there you go. The passport special endorsement page and the P on there. Now you know. There it is. All right. Once again, if you just look, you can find it. Everybody wants to be like, oh, well, you don't know what that means, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Now, the one thing I will say that officially nobody still knows is what all the asterisks are on them. That's because that is a security thing. All right. So we only make a good guesstimation of what they are by reading lots and lots, hundreds of posts out there with people saying, I am this status, I came from this country and I did this. I'm in the military and I did this. This has been my experience. I got pulled over. And so if you read enough information, you can kind of guess what it is. But officially, nobody will know exactly what it is. It's probably all internal. And so when we're providing that particular aspect of information, it is just a good guess. Okay? So it cannot be construed as fact because they're not going to tell us. But people who think that those don't mean anything, does it make sense that they would have a range and then everybody gets a different one, that they would just do that randomly? Something that most people never even pay attention to unless you're like a sleuth at this kind of stuff. No. It's far more expensive, believe it or not, for them to print that than to have it. So why not just not have it, which is what will happen probably in the next generation. They'll just get rid of it. Everything will be coded, and then there won't be any more questions on those things. And as I was told by a person at the post office, it's all in how you fill it out. So know how you fill it out, know what you're attaching to it, know what you're trying to do. And if you're not in the know, you don't know. That's all there is to it. And, get your education. So that's it, guys. Bad Wolf is over and out. Thank you for watching. I know the ticker says 32. I think we're at 37 now. I was really hoping to hit 50 before the end of the year, but looks like we're going to be short. So once again, you've got lots of people who are watching but not subscribing, but they're coming back. Okay, I see the analytics. So it does say that a lot of you guys are returning. So I've got 37,000 people who actively watch and who have subscribed. So thank you directly and personally. But there's like another 27,000 that just don't want to hit the subscribe. I like your information, but I'm not going to subscribe, which is messed up because the trolls out there are subscribed. The agents are subscribed. The other channels are subscribed to see what I'm up to. But some of you guys out there are using it. So right now, go over there and hit that subscribe. Okay. Thank you in advance. If not, it is what it is. But I don't know. It's not really anything I can do. I can't like reach in and hit the... Hold on, let me mind over matter. Can't do it. So, all right, guys, that's about it. Thank you for all of the support that you guys have provided. Feel free to check out all the information on blacksite32.com. And I will catch you guys later. Remember, this is pre-recorded, so if I'm not over there typing away, I'm not here, probably sleeping or napping or eating. It's pretty much all I do when I got some spare time. So that's it, guys. Thank you. I will talk to you later. Have a great day. All right. You stayed this long, you're crazy like me. So get out of here and go have some fun. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.